Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Uh, Australia plans energy security. I've been talking about this for since the war, that there's been more and more countries aligning to, secure their energy supplies. And here's Australia talking about biofuel blending, using tallow and canola to be able to make diesel fuel. And like I said, this whole push could just keep on supporting the vegetable market for us, and even corn indirectly as well, with the push to even have ethanol included in gasoline, as well as countries are having a hard time getting some of the refined products out of the Israel-Iran war area. Here's just some of the movement here. You can see that there is some ships that were making their way through. That was a news item that hit the wires yesterday. One was saying there's 10, 12 ships that made it through. Um, Here's your Manitoba crop report. One coming out tonight is the one that's probably, or later today would be the important one for Saskag. See what kind of percents seeded. It's really moving along here as we speak right now. A lot of seeding going on, and longer hours, of course, and thanks to the farmer for sure, for speeding things up here. China's imports, this on X, you can see that soybeans increased substantially, 40% higher. Sorghum, they've already increased just about everything this past year. Looking at European imports for the EU, you can see that soybeans and rapeseed are down. They had a big crop themselves, so that's substantial, but the sunflower seed oil was another major that got bought. And you can see here some of the other imports as well, and it's kind of mixed bag. There's barley export was high, and the export on durum wheat was quite high as well, and everything else is lessened. Uh, Consensus estimates on 2026 GDP growth have increased from 1.1 to 1.2, and you got to think crude oil spike and Alberta for holding the GDP growth and increasing it. With the increased price, it's also increased the GDP. U.S. diplomacy under Trump. I was going to maybe make fun of this with the New World Order, but Canada's in the worst position to be quoting the New World Order, because we can't. 70% of our trade is done with the U.S., and even if everybody else picks up a little bit of a slack, we're still going to be so far behind. It's crazy. Um, yeah, it just put some worries on the whole USMCA, CUSMA, whatever you want to call it. Oil market clock is ticking as supply crunch looms. So inventories are going down across the world, and of course prices are going up because of the increase in prices of everything for movement. Um, uh, Eric Snodgrass talked about this. You can see that there's a wave effect here. Warm is going to be building potentially in Manitoba and eastern Saskatchewan. We'll have to see how that all plays out, and some wetness in the south, which is already starting to show up. Just want to take note here. My son's wedding is outside, and we're just looking at the timeline here. So, if we can get the wedding done outside, that would be great. And it looks like it could possibly play out there. Quick look at the market here. Canola is down again today. November canola at 758. Rapeseed is down $1.25 at 725. Soybean oil is down as well, 74.55. Palm oil down 112 ringgits. Crude oil is up $2.90 at 101. Brent is at 103. So it was down yesterday. And New York Harbor diesel fuel is at $4. Soybeans now shy of $12 at 11.98 and a quarter. Spring wheat is down 4.5 cents at 6.90. Hard red winter is down 6.5. Chicago is down 5.25. Corn is down $1, and the Canadian dollar is down again. So you can see this leveling off here, and we're if we're looking at a very, very short term, we're making lower highs on the July, and we haven't made it through this breakout point here on November, and starting to fill that gap that got made on Monday when we weren't open. European rapeseed pulling back down to the 10-day moving average. Look at soybean oil, strong uptrend here, but so far we're not making it out of this or to make a new high or a higher high. So if we break out of there, let's see if we can retest that. Here's palm oil, and basically in a falling wedge kind of a situation here. Crude oil, you could say that this is also in a wedge position too. Which way is that going to break out? Same thing with diesel fuel. I did hear from Fuel Nexus that there might be a little bit better price coming out sometime today. We'll just have to see how that all settles out. If you're interested in getting fuel, get a hold of Fuel Nexus. Gasoline pulling down to some of those retracement values. This is still falling, but you can see the 61.8 is basically how important some of these retracement values are. And the next level would be the 200-day moving average at 77 or 72.56. U.S. dollar index. Let's have a quick look at wheat. We're off the highs made last week. Same thing on the new crop here as well. Kansas, still a nice uptrend. Trend's not broke on Minneapolis or Kansas here. And same thing with Chicago, but we're getting the bottom end of that channel going up here. And corn futures had a couple, or yesterday was a pretty bad day. It pulled way back, and we're down again today. And oat futures